Uh, Going to go down, check on the bees. I just got home from work after a overnight trip into Alabama, and I just checked on them when I got home and found that they drank the full 400 milliliter jar of sugar water. So I went ahead and made them a new smaller jar. Being that I'm going to be home, I just put the smaller jar on there to see. I did notice a little bit of stuff kind of floating around, so I want to make sure it wasn't mold. But they've been seemed to doing real good. On the 25th, early in the morning at 4 o'clock, I went in and put a jar before I went to work, and I'll recommend that is not a good idea. I didn't get stung, but I'll tell you what, luck was on my side. But yeah, so 4 o'clock in the morning, 68 degrees, and 200 guards on the landing board. Avoid going near your hive at that time. I think a lot of it was they were triggered by the flashlight. I mean, I would too. Sitting there enjoying, sitting on the porch, and all of a sudden someone comes over or something comes over, it's a big bright light and shine it inside your house. You know, that's enough to make anybody unhappy. But they seem to be doing real good. I'm going to put a border of grease around the brick. This round I didn't have any ants in there, but I noticed Monday evening there was quite a bit of ants, so I want to make sure that they don't get in there, especially with sugar water, because that's going to attract the ants. But yeah, for the most part they're doing good. We got them flying here. You know, they're doing their business. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up, and we'll kind of check, do a little quick inspection through the interview and see how they're doing, and put some sugar water on and maybe come down and do something with these bricks so we can prevent any ants from getting in there. So let's go ahead and crack the lid. Got the lid open. Going ahead and do an inspection. As you can see, they're flying around. I might have a few buzz me because they are foraging and they are coming in, and it is the evening hour, so all the workers are coming. This is usually when you got to be careful, especially during a dearth. Even with the interview cover, I will still most likely wear a suit, especially coming in, because they might get a little defensive with me being around. In the wintertime, it's a different story because they'll be clustered. The entrance will be closed, and there won't be any activity in and out of the hive, and I won't have to open them up. You can see right there, that's where I was feeding them last. So I think they're waiting for another jar. So I think I'll be going ahead and getting ready to put one on. And I'll tell you what, right now the mosquitoes are bad. I always hang my bottle just a little bit to make sure that I don't flood them. And there you go, girls. Now they can have some sugar water. And we'll see if I can get a little inspection going in here and seeing how they. But I'm using my phone to film this session here, so it would have been better if I had the other camera, but I just didn't feel like bringing it down and setting it up. But they've been doing pretty good. I'm happy with them. I had so much fun with the bees. It's so interesting and so educational. You never know how much was actually involved with beekeeping and just bees in general. But it's been fun. Never in my life did I ever think I had to be a beekeeper or be excited or as enthused as I am with these creatures. They're pretty amazing. But you see them eating right there. They're eating there's a little bit of condensation on the lid from the last feeding they got. So they're licking that up. There's a waggle dance. They're telling that one is telling somebody where some food is. So pretty neat. That's how they communicate. The waggle dance. They can sit there and they'll determine in relative to the sun on where their food source is. And I'm not sure. Yeah, you can see them. You see them kind of flying out different directions. I mean, some of them are flying out that way towards the sun. We got some out flying out that way towards the river. And we got some out there flying out this way, and we got our neighbor's garden out that way. So it's pretty neat being able to just watch them and seeing how they behave. And I did make a mistake on my last video. I called the next float the Japanese tallow. The correction is it is actually the Chinese tallow, also known as the popcorn tree, and that is the heaviest flow. The heaviest honey flow of the season, and it flows pretty good until about July, and in July we'll pretty much hit a big dearth, so we won't be doing too much work down here at the bees. Coming in July, we'll start doing treating for mites, making sure everybody's getting ready to go into the fall, and then believe we'll have another nectar flow or another flow for goldenrod in the fall, and then we'll start buttoning them down for winter. See if we can get these ones overwintered. My goal with these bees is to get them overwintered and then split them into another hive. We'll take a couple frames from this hive and put them in another one and be able to split them. They'll make a queen, and try to get another colony established. And then this one, hopefully they'll be strong, and we'll start stacking honey supers on them. And then hopefully next year we'll start getting some honey production. So other than that, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to include you in my update. I'm not going to be doing too much with them today, as I just got home from work and we're heading into the evening hours. So, but I check on them every day. And that's one thing. That big jar of water that I put on was getting kind of empty, and so I wanted to just go ahead and put some fresh in there. We normally feed them 1-to-1 sugar water in the dirt. That's to help with the wax buildup. It helps them build wax. They need that sugar water to make wax. And in real life, it takes 1 pint of honey to make 1 ounce worth of wax. So basically 1 pint of honey to make just about a chapstick tube full of wax, so they can make their honeycomb. So wax is a very valuable commodity for bees. That's why it's so expensive too. But other than that, not much else here to report. I'm going to go ahead and finish up here and is that they have had an intruder and they are taking it out. Looks like a cicada. I can't tell from the things, but it's pretty cool. See, they're tough little bees, and they are going to town removing that unwanted visitor. Looked like they were dragging them from the entrance. I'm not going to get too close, but I wish I could have got them as they were dragging it out of the entrance. That was a pretty good deal. Here's my attempt for ant proofing my hive. I'm hoping this works. The only thing I can see is if they are able to get under the brick, which I think they may have a difficulty doing with this rubber mat here, but I may have to do something different. I'm looking to possibly build some new stands anyways. Maybe I'll do an ant proofing, but the only other problems I see is that they could potentially come from inside there and climb up and then get here. So I'll just have to monitor that throughout the next few days. Go from there, and but for the most part, I think I have it. Sun's starting to get down there, so I'm going to go ahead and call it a day back here, and we'll do it on the next time.